So the wooden dummy is used for different things in different ways by different people. So a wooden dummy, as I've grown to love and understand it, is for teaching you angles. Angles and being in the right point with the footwork and moving your way around a dummy, using your footwork. But generally, if you're doing a technique on a dummy and it doesn't feel right, it normally means you're in a wrong position. You're not behind where you need to be behind, like a tanzal, for instance. So a dummy teaches you angles. People use a dummy for blasting like that. That doesn't do anything. All it does is just bruise you. You know, it's entirely up to you how you use a dummy. Dummy is used for, as I say, it teaches you angles. So if you're there just blasting a dummy, that's fine. That's your choice. But dummy really isn't designed for that. Dummy really is, as you move around and using your applications on the dummy, not only the practice of each and every individual movement and footwork, and there's so much in a dummy. If you want to blast it, you know, that's your choice. But really a dummy is, the conditioning comes from constant use of the dummy and soft application of the dummy. There's soft and hard in the dummy, don't get me wrong, there's hard as well. But when you're hitting a dummy, that's fine. I use pads because I don't want to blast, you know, I'm getting older now. I don't want to blast a dummy and damage my hands on the dummy. But I'm not saying I can't do that. I'm just saying I don't choose to. There's a different way of getting conditioning without actually hitting things that hard. Conditioning comes from, you know, applying a strike, for instance, but not necessarily, wow. It's just done over time. And conditioning comes. Okay, so dummy does condition you, but it's not really designed to whack it around. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that because I see so many videos of people just blasting a dummy, and it's fine. I mean, you can practice on a dummy however you want. It's your choice. But a dummy, for me, is using your turning, finding your angles, knowing where you are on a dummy, being behind your technique. If you're like this in a dummy, it doesn't feel comfortable because you know that a tanzal isn't like that. A tanzal, you should be behind your tongue because that's where your strength of your technique comes from, behind the technique. And if you're centre to the dummy and you're hitting the centre of the dummy, but you're blocking, but you're behind your block, for instance, like on a tanzal, that's pretty much telling you where you need to be as far as your technique's concerned. So when I practice on my dummy, I practice it hundreds of different ways, okay? But that's what the dummy is. It's a practice. It's a way of practicing. So, you know, I love my dummy, but eventually, you know, if I want to blast a dummy, you know, again, that's my choice. But it's not really what it's designed for.